Nothing November likes to bring us more than heavy rain and high winds at some point. And this is the last day of the month, so Mother Nature said, "Oop, got to slip this in."
And this is, like I said, I was talking trash about November, all November, even when it was nice. But these are the days that
this is why we feel that.
Yeah, the sun sets at 3:55. It's like this. Okay, we do have wind to talk about, Pat. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, the rain is starting to move in. Most of it is on the light side initially, and it is worth noting some of the mountains have some snow. Have had some snow. Reports of up to an inch there. Don't worry, or I guess you wouldn't be worried if you live there, but it's going to change over to rain. You can see these temperatures. Look at the last couple of frames going from the upper 30s into some cases the mid 40s, and there's not all that much cold air to scour out left. So we'll be looking at an all rain event in a few hours, and that's because the front is up here towards Quebec, and so anything south of that is just not going to be able to hang on to the cold. A lot of moisture back to the west. As I mentioned, this squall line is what we're going to be watching later this afternoon into tonight for the possibility of some strong winds. I actually think it's more than a possibility, likelihood of some strong winds. So the rain just kind of fills in over the next few hours. Over western Maine, it gets heavier, and again, areas that are snow will change over to rain, and this all moves eastward through the afternoon. So here we are at 4 o'clock, and watch these heavy bands come through, especially around 6, 7 o'clock over western Maine, right there. That's your area where you're going to get the heaviest winds transported down to the ground. There's a lot of wind speed just aloft. So all you need is a little bit of momentum to push it down. That's what the rain provides. And so later this afternoon and tonight, that's your strongest wind gust potential. And you look into the mid-coast and down east Maine, you're talking 8, 9 o'clock there for the strongest wind potential. And then as it moves offshore around midnight. Now, right behind when the rain ends will also be another second shot for some stronger wind gusts. So here we are at 11 o'clock, that front just clearing into Washington and Hancock counties, and things are trying to quiet down behind it. Good news is this is a fast-moving system, so as we get into the early morning hours tomorrow, it's still breezy, but the damaging wind threat has subsided. Probably some snow squalls in the mountains. That's typically what happens on northwest winds here, and significantly cooler, only in the 30s as opposed to the 50s that a lot of us will see later this afternoon. So no changes to the wind map compared to what we had yesterday. Still think the strongest gust potential, 55 to 60 miles an hour, will be down east into the mid-coast. 45 to 50, though, all the way along the coastline into southern coastal Maine. As you get farther away, you have a lower wind potential, 30 to 45 miles an hour, and that has to do with just friction, just the wind slowing down as they move onshore off the ocean. Rainfall amounts, inch to an inch and a half. That will happen, though, quite quickly in most spots. And if you like this storm, we got another one for you. Saturday doesn't look as strong, but another warm sector rainstorm with some winds, and the models think maybe one more next week. Now that one's a little colder, so at least keeps me interested as far as snow goes. These, if you recall, Pat, they never interested me as far as snow. Like, it didn't look like it was a possibility. And so same deal on Saturday. So maybe next Tuesday, there's something, but it's
there's a little grasping at straws here.
Yes. It's not super promising.
You're like the kid praying for snow on Christmas Eve.
Well, like I said, December, early December, it's popular, but it is what it is.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keith.